Alright, John, so looking ahead to the Jersey match on Friday, they're second off bottom in the Championship. What are your thoughts ahead of the match?
My feeling is, having seen how much Jersey have improved over the last 6 weeks, and whilst they've struggled to nail results, their last away fixture they won at Plymouth. They should have won last week at home to Bristol, but had a try disallowed in the last play of the game, which was very, very unfortunate. And I think whilst I wouldn't say we won comfortably the last time we played down there, they made us work really hard. I do think that they have improved significantly since then. Their results support that, and their style of football, which has become more limited but very, very effective. So we're expecting a very, very tough game.
You touched upon when the two sides met earlier on in the season, 24-3 to the Falcons at their place. What are the chances of seeing a similar scoreline, do you think, this time around?
Well, we'd take that. As I say, I think we're respectful of the fact that they've improved. They've improved certainly up front. They're more capable of taking what opportunities they create behind the scrum now, but essentially they're going to bring a big driving maul, a big scrummaging game, and they gave us a lot of problems over there in the scrummage, and a big pick and go game. So we kind of know what's coming. We're just going to make sure we can deal with it.
And any early team news ahead of Friday night?
No.
None whatsoever.
No.
That's good to know, John. Good to know. Let's go back to last Friday. Hard-fought 14-12 win against Nottingham. What were your thoughts on that performance as a whole?
As a whole, we probably let ourselves down in the first half. The second half showed we did have the wind, and we did have the ammunition to come off the bench in the second half. But there was only one team in it, and I think, if anything, we probably let ourselves down in the first half by not dealing with what Nottingham threw at us. And in the second half, we probably had one or two more opportunities to put points on the board and didn't. Whether it was at set piece or whether it was in open play, we created opportunities and probably let ourselves down there. Another 7 or 10 points in that second half would have probably done the overall scoreline some justice. And
is that certainly something you're going to be looking at ahead of this clash with Jersey this Friday, taking those opportunities?
Well, it's something we've been working on all season. Nobody goes out there not to take their opportunities. I think part of where we are as a side is that we're creating a lot, but we're not always finishing. We know that. If they were doing everything right, there'd be no jobs for us. So I'm kind of glad that they've still got things to do. But that being said, it can be frustrating for the players that they're doing a lot of good things, but sometimes it's just not always working right for the full 80 minutes. And we have shown in patches this season that when we do put it together, we're a very, very difficult team to play against. We just need to be more consistent, more often, at making sure that when we do get on the front foot, we nail the chances that we do get.
And working towards those playoffs at the start of May now, what's the atmosphere like amongst the boys in the dressing room?
There's a quiet confidence. We've won a lot of games. The stats say that. We know ourselves that we're capable of beating any team in this division, but I also think the teams in this division are all getting better. They're closing the gap, and we actually need hard games. We've had good games against Bedford. We've had good games against Nottingham, which has made us dig. We need to put ourselves under that type. We don't want to, but actually, when we're under that type of pressure, we find out a little bit more about what we are as a side, both individually and collectively. So whilst we've had some tough games and some close results, we've probably learnt more about ourselves as a team in those fixtures than we have actually in some of the bigger margins, probably more comfortable games.
And finally, John, good news at the weekend for the academy youngsters. Zach Kerribridge lifting the Daily Mail Cup with the Arms School. Big future ahead of him, do you think?
Oh yeah, I think we're very fortunate. There's two or three of which he's obviously well known. There's Scotty Wilson as well, who's been performing marvellously for the under-20s this year. That are good players that, as they progress with a little bit more experience, will be the mainstay of this team as the years roll on.
Brilliant. Thanks for that, John.
Okay.